This video is dedicated to Desmond Amofa, aka Erica. Please view the description for links to support charities that encourage those to seek help when battling mental illness. Let's dispel the spell of mental illness together. The most I was ever excited in my life for something video game related was when I was 8 years old. We got the Super Nintendo for Christmas. We'd had the NES for over 4 years and had seen the SNES with Super Mario World on displays at stores. To say the hype level was high was an understatement for 8-year-old me. My brothers and I opening the box that was hidden behind the couch, found only after all other presents were opened, and revealing the SNES will indelibly be imprinted in my mind until the day I die. Rivaling this excitement was waiting to get off work so I could play Smash Melee for the first time on December 3rd, 2001, when that game was released. Another was the ride home from the midnight release of Smash Brawl on March 9th, 2008, and hurrying to get our matches in. And another yet still was going to pick up Smash Ultimate on December 7th, 2018, and playing that until 3 in the morning with my good friends. Now, said friends and I have been playing Smash Brothers since the first one came out on the Nintendo 64, roughly a year after its release, and haven't missed a single release since. But what the heck is it about Smash Brothers that is so exciting? Whenever my wife and her friends, previous partners of mine, or other female friends see my friends and I play, I most often hear them say, "I don't get it." For some, this game is simple in setup and complex in execution, driving desire to perfect play. Others find the competition of it intoxicating and work to topple others at the expense of civility. And for those still, it simply is a celebration of their favorite video game characters, games, and/or properties. And for me, it's a combination of all these factors, though heaviest most on the last one. Series creator Masahiro Sakurai doesn't just put any characters or properties in, he mostly takes feedback from what Nintendo themselves would like, not going beyond the core rule that characters and properties must have started off in video games first. For example, Goku from Dragon Ball Z will never appear. Even though he's been in video games before, he started off as a character from a manga. Regardless, I've been inspired to play a number of series from Smash Bros. Because they've appeared in this series. This includes Earthbound, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles, Persona, and Dragon Quest. Beyond these, I've mostly played all the series represented in all the Smash Bros. Games and have a great appreciation for all that appear within it. Now jumping back on the hype train, nothing hyped me up more than a number of the trailers featuring new entries to the Smash Bros. Series, and especially character reveal trailers that were shown. These trailers are so well done, with a plethora of fan service in each of them, with often so many Easter eggs to the properties that are being represented. I'll try to point out as many of these visually in the video itself as I can, and I can tell Sakurai adding these characters and properties are being done as a love letter for the fans. Everything executed well with these, and you can hype so large that it literally breaks the internet. And this is what happened when Minecraft was announced in one of these trailers back in October of 2020. The quality of these trailers is quite evident, especially with Smash Ultimate's generation. I wanted to turn the clock back today and celebrate these awesome hyped up trailers and show what I believe personally are top 10 most hyped trailers for Super Smash Bros. My only rule is that they must be Super Smash Bros. Trailers, revealing something new for the series or a specific game. So let's move out and reveal these trailers. Honorable mention, Sans from Undertale. This small vignette was actually the last one of many Mii costumes announced on a Smash update, but this was by far the most ramped up quality-wise. The outfit itself turns a Mii gunner fighter essentially into Sans, and also includes the kick-ass boss music Megalovania that plays when the player fights him in the game Undertale. Many players call this a MAME fighter. Well, maybe it is, but the source material is fantastic. The creator of Undertale, Toby Fox, started off doing mods of Nintendo's Earthbound, where Megalovania actually originated, so it's awesome to see this get such a huge recognition. Number 12. Smash Melee E3 2001 trailer. The overall quality of this video is quite poor, as you can see, and I think this is due to E3 events not really hitting the big time until the mid-aughts, as evidenced from Nintendo's Twilight Princess reveal back then. Regardless, it's quite clear that the audience's reaction to the reveal is quite palpable, with them cheering in excitement. It starts with the beginning of FMV of how Smash Melee opens up, with the video showing each of the characters and quick clips from their respective games. And the video itself shows that it's quite evident this is a clear step up from how the first entry on the Nintendo 64 looked. The overall leap in quality for graphics, sound, music, gameplay, and whatnot is easily visible here. And Melee itself marked the biggest change in this last category of gameplay, and no future generation of Smash didn't see such large amounts of change like this one had from its previous game. Many people often call the next game, Smash Bros. Brawl, Melee version 1.1, with this nomenclature often being remarked in future iterations. Number 11. Heroic Encounter, introducing the character of Hero. It's funny that this is on my list of most hyped videos because, honestly, watching this premiere live, I wasn't too hyped about it when it came out. This is because I hadn't played the Dragon Quest series when the trailer was released at E3 2019, along with Banjo-Kazooie. The former carried the hype train for the East and the latter for the West. Between March of 2020 and 2021, I had since completed all but Dragon Quest 9 and 10 in the mainline series, and now I can see why this is so awesome and so hype. The RPG characters revealed for Smash Ultimate keeps to the path of the main story for the game, with Hero's reveal being no exception. With the fantasy hero for Nintendo, Link, being overwhelmed by foes, we see the nameless hero, literally being called Hero in Smash Bros., from Dragon Quest XI, coming in to save him. It isn't until he then fails and must get rescued by his doppelgangers from other entries in the series, those being from fan favorites of 8 from the PS2 and 3DS, 4 from the NES and DS, and, of course, the legendary Erdrick, being revealed from the shadows, who featured from the third entry on the NES and a number of other systems that got ported on and will be in the future. Dragon Quest releases in Japan usually reach a level of hype, at least back in the early 90s, that it would shut down schools due to kids calling out sick so that they can play these. Supposedly, it's sort of an urban legend in a way. Regardless, every entry in the Dragon Quest series has had a huge impact in Japan and JRPGs overall. In the trailer itself, there are multiple references to various games in the series, many featuring the monster Slime, which is easily the most visible sign of the series. I can't but rewatch this trailer and smile at what was shown here. Number 10, we got a tie between The Rivals and Best Friends, featuring introductions for King K.ROOL and Banjo-Kazooie. Both of these reveals will look very much the same. The big reason for this is that the characters made by Rare Limited were being introduced and added to Smash Ultimate. King K.ROOL's trailer emphasizes the heroes versus villains aspect, which thankfully Smash Ultimate really leaned heavily into. All of the 8 original Smash characters have their own respective villain in Ultimate, with K.ROOL's inclusion helping to complete this for DK. And K.ROOL himself had been requested as a character since around Smash Brawl, with K.ROOL getting a Mii costume in Smash for the Wii U and 3DS. And everything about K.ROOL's trailer just emphasizes how awesome this rivalry is, and how great a character K.ROOL is to play as. He was the final teaser to a 2018 August Smash Direct that Sakurai revealed, which of course was 4 months before the much hyped release coming in December 2018. Since I love the Donkey Kong Country series, but haven't seen K.ROOL since the Donkey Kong 64, it was really great seeing him again. And now, what could possibly top this? Banjo-Kazooie's reveal in a similar looking trailer to K.ROOL's, up to and including the funny fake-out, which is Sakurai's way of trolling the fans. But fans get the last laugh as their favorite characters are being revealed. Over 90% of the roster come from video games and the respective companies made in Japan. Both K.ROOL and Banjo are Western-based characters, again thanks to Rare Limited, which makes their inclusion truly special. And Banjo hadn't been in a game since his mid-tier nuts and bolts game for the Xbox 360 released back in 2008. While I personally didn't play any of Banjo's Nintendo 64 games, I was riding the high and hype from his reveal made that day. Number 9. Here comes a new challenger, Ryu from Street Fighter II. Ryu's inclusion was spoiled as the first set of DLC for Smash on the Wii U and 3DS was leaked ahead of their respective announcements. But still, it didn't take away from how awesome this reveal and Ryu's inclusion was overall. While DLC trailers for Smash Wii U and 3DS didn't get the big budget CGI trailers like the base cast did for this game, or all of Ultimate's roster did, they nonetheless had a lot of impact on their own with what was shown. Ryu being a fighter from the well-renowned series of Street Fighter helped to lend more credibility to Smash Bros. Overall as its own fighting game. Well, fans will argue him being added wasn't necessary for this as Smash is a fighting game. But I'm not going to fall down that rabbit hole, at least not yet. I always enjoyed Street Fighter II in the arcades, so seeing Ryu being added here was really hype for me. He even controls very similar to how one would expect him to, albeit adapted a bit to the overall Smash formula. This includes doing the movements for special moves or slightly stronger versions of them, though I wish we could disable activation of these when hitting the normal attack button, as I've accidentally triggered these with Ryu and similar fighters that control the same way in Smash Ultimate, resulting in unwanted deaths. Number 8. A Piercing Screech, Ridley from the Metroid series. The cries of "he's too big to be a playable character" were quelled instantly as soon as it was announced that Ridley hit the big time and was thus revealed as a playable character in Smash. Being revealed at the end of the E3 2018 reveal trailer for the game itself, many fans reveled at his inclusion. Ridley himself is probably the most evil of evilest villains in Smash. I've discussed this to greater detail in a previous video shown here. But having a rival to Samus gave further representation to the criminally underrated and underplayed Metroid series. Ridley's overall presence was in previous games before, a background enemy in Brinstar for Smash Nintendo 64, part of the FMV in Smash Melee, 2 boss characters in Smash Bros. Story Mode, and a stage hazard in Smash Wii U. By shrinking him down somewhat, Sakurai made a great fighter in Ultimate out of Ridley. For me personally, my love for Metroid knows almost no bounds, so I was very happy to see this extremely strong E3 trailer end with a bang and a piercing screech. Number 7. Vampire Killer, Simon and Richter Belmont being revealed from the Castlevania series. This is another one that leaked ahead of time before its release, though thankfully only a few hours before its ultimate reveal. The trailer starts off with Luigi exploring Castlevania itself, a location without the kid gloves that a place in Luigi's Mansion normally has, which was hilarious and awesome, up until literally kills poor Luigi. What's with Sakurai killing off our characters in these trailers? Anyway, it's Simon Belmont, series staple for Castlevania itself, coming to the rescue. His inclusion was an awesome addition to the Smash Ultimate cast, one that honestly felt like he was literally made to be in Smash to begin with. What wasn't expected beyond Simon's addition was his descendant, Richter Belmont, being added. While I recognized him from Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, it was surprising and funny to see so many other fans and YouTube content creators not recognize him. Who is Richter? Richter is an Echo Fighter of Simon, though they each have the same or similar moves from their respective games, with Simon picking up a couple from Richter in his later games. I've really enjoyed the Castlevania series growing up and still to this day, and I can tell Sakurai and his team have as well. They've really given this series a great amount of love and care, not only seen in the characters themselves as well as the Dracula's castle stage, but also in the 34 music tracks they've added to the game. While many of these were pulled straight from their respective games, many are remixes, which just shows how awesome the series' music is. I was definitely happy to have this character and series from my childhood added, though not as much as... Number 6. Mega Man joins the battle. The Blue Bomber is another one of those characters that just belongs in Smash Bros., especially since Smash Bros. Itself is a celebration of video games overall. What better way than having one of the most iconic of Capcom's early days of video games? While not as hyped as other characters for many, I was hyped up to see his inclusion, and how the trailer showed off Mega Man's abilities he copied from the defeated robot masters of the past. His addition was part of Smash for Wii U and 3DS, along with the stage Dr. Wily's Castle. Just like Castlevania, the Mega Man series has an awesome soundtrack. For Smash Wii U and 3DS, 10 total tracks were included from the Mega Man series, and this expanded greatly with Smash Ultimate, with 31 total in that game, also including the 10 from the previous entry. This is another series done right in Smash, up to and including Mega Man's Final Smash, which includes all versions of Mega Man, as well as Base and Proto Man in Ultimate. Number 5. The Last Key. Sora from the Kingdom Hearts series. Okay, now we're really getting into the "It's over 9,000!" levels of hype here. And to me, Sora's addition to Smash is honestly number 5. It's right where it should be. The addition of Sora himself is something of a dream or even fantasy because it required 3 companies to come together and cooperate. Nintendo, Square Enix, and of course Disney. They all succeeded, albeit with no other Disney characters making their appearance along with Sora, but it did result in one hell of a send-off for Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's right, the reveal of Sora was the last character reveal for Smash Ultimate, but man, what a fantastic way to go. The trailer itself is chock full of references to the many games in Kingdom Hearts, and the music and reveal is on point. Now back to why this is only number 5 for me, is because while I enjoyed the Kingdom Hearts series overall, it's not my absolute favorite video game series. Plus, this reveal was in conjunction with the announcement of Kingdom Hearts games coming to the Nintendo Switch as cloud-based games. This meant that rather than Square Enix putting in real work to getting at least Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 working natively on the Switch, they took the easy way out and instead made it require an internet connection to play, giving players a laggy mess to experience this wonderful series of games. Sora's inclusion itself is the big part of the hype train, one that did make my wall of Smash decorations for our game room at home. I mean, come on, just look at that. It's literally like seeing Mickey Mouse shake hands with Mario. Number 4. Sonic joins the brawl. Now this was a holy shit moment for me. Being introduced for Smash Brawl, Sonic was done so on the normal daily Smash Dojo updates that Sakurai did the days and months before Smash Brawl came out. Literally coming out of nowhere, I remember I was at my computer at work, checking the daily updates the first thing in the morning, and I saw Sonic was being added. I literally said holy shit at my desk out loud, much to the confusion of my teammates around me. To say this was a big deal for someone who grew up in the Nintendo Sega console wars generation is an understatement. Seeing this trailer showing Sonic beating the crap out of Mario was something that had my hype and excitement at peak levels. Of course, the quality of the trailer wasn't all that great, especially lacking any of the CG, much like later games reveals, but damn it all, this trailer didn't need it. I still get a tingly feeling watching the trailer today, knowing what it means to see Nintendo and Sega collaborate together here, and setting up 1v1 Mario vs. Sonic matches to see who really is the best. Number 3. The One-Winged Angel. Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. And this is another one of those holy shit moments for me. I remember I said that a few times, especially when Sephiroth's iconic music started playing in the trailer during the Game Awards back in 2020, as my wife came running into the room to see what was wrong. The trailer itself, since it's revealing an RPG character, goes back to the main story of Smash Ultimate, though being a really cool touch in adding many of the characters that didn't see their appearance in the main story's videos, and that includes Banjo and Hero. Seeing the villain of the one-player mode for Smash Ultimate that represents the light getting sliced in one move by Sephiroth himself just shows how strong and evil a villain he is, and how awesome is the CG in this trailer. When Cloud was revealed in Smash Wii U and 3DS, he didn't get any CG at all, but both Cloud and Sephiroth get some CG time to shine here with a bunch of nods to the movie Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I of course especially loved the Mario death fake-out. Thank goodness Sephiroth enjoyed Mario Odyssey, but the Cloud-Sephiroth rivalry getting time here was fantastic. My inner Final Fantasy weeb was squealing with delight on this trailer, and I still watch fan reactions to this today from time to time. Number 2. Super Smash Bros. Is coming to Nintendo Switch, and everyone is here. I'm lumping both of these trailers into this one spot, because while the hype levels for both of these were so off the charts, they were essentially for the same thing, the reveal of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The first trailer was on a March 8th, 2018 Nintendo Direct featuring two Inklings fighting in a Splatoon-like battle. It isn't until the Smash logo is seen reflected from one of their eyes that people finally realize a new Smash game is coming. Not only did it show the shadows of many characters in the background, it also of course showed Mario and Link, the latter in his Breath of the Wild outfit, which was the biggest change for this Smash Bros. Mainstay since his original inclusion on the Nintendo 64. This made me look forward to E3 in June that year, hoping that we'd get more Smash news then. I even debated on going there myself as a normal ticketed customer, going as far as having both the airplane and E3 tickets in their respective carts, and almost pulling the trigger. Now I wish I had, because Smash did indeed have a presence in E3, as evidenced by their trailer, and it really was the only thing that Nintendo showed that year. Fans of other series were pretty pissed about that, but fuck them, I didn't care. I was so hyped to see this game. Essentially, seeing all the graphical and gameplay improvements they had in this first full trailer. For me, I was so happy as well to see Cloud get revealed again, ensuring his presence in this future entry. But right after him was Snake and the big announcement. Everyone is here. While Steve in Minecraft's announcement broke the internet, this nearly did at the time. Seeing every single character in the series coming back, including fan favorites like Wolf and Ice Climbers, and not so favorites like Pichu, was epic on an unrivaled scale. After this trailer, the rest of the presentation went into further details about the gameplay and other updates from previous entries, including character additions of Daisy and Ridley. But the damage was done. This became one of the most hyped trailers for the series, especially with the awesome music and characters being re-revealed again, along with the title Ultimate, and the awesome banner which also hangs in my game room on my Smash wall. From here on out, I spent the next 6 months literally counting down the days until December 7th, 2018, when Super Smash Bros. Ultimate would come out. I also went to 2 different stores they had in my area where they were allowing people to play the same demo that was at E3. Both of these I waited a couple hours for maybe 10 minutes of gameplay, but I don't care, it was worth it. And this trailer resulted in one of the best and one of my most favorite Nintendo Switch games. Number 1. Cloud storms into battle. The Final Fantasy series is my most favorite video game series, and Cloud is one of my all-time favorite characters. Sometimes while daydreaming, I'd often think about how Cloud would be revealed in Smash Bros., but at the time I thought it was nothing but a pipe dream. After all, Square Enix could often be quite stingy regarding appearances of its characters in series that don't relate to their own, especially on consoles they rarely had appeared on. However, on November 12th, 2015, at the end of a Nintendo Direct, I immediately recognized the music from the beginning of this trailer, and as soon as I saw the Smash Bros. Logo, I literally started screaming, "Yeah!" especially when they revealed Cloud Strife's model. I was watching this trailer at my apartment by myself, and apparently my yelling inspired one of my neighbors to pull a fire alarm nearby, so I watched the rest of the trailer to the loud reverberations of the fire alarm. I didn't care, of course. I stayed to watch the entire thing, I was that hyped. How the fuck is this real? And oh my god, I love video games so much, were apt reactions, ones both YouTube content creator Maximilian Dude and I had while watching this video. If you combine both his and Etika's reactions to this trailer, you'd get a good amalgamation as to how I reacted in real time. Cloud being added to Smash Bros. Was something of a dream. Whenever one of my friends say something's impossible, I'll often say, nothing's impossible, after all Cloud got into Smash. Often followed by my friends rolling their eyes. But Cloud's only appearance on a Nintendo system was in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories for the Game Boy Advance. Besides this, he had no presence on a Nintendo system. When Square Enix jumped ship to Sony PlayStation with Cloud's Final Fantasy VII, I would have thought him appearing on the Nintendo system, let alone its mascot-driven fighter, Smash Bros., would have been impossible. The reality is, Cloud has become the sort of unofficial mascot for the Final Fantasy series, seeing as the 7th entry is the most popular and most important one, bringing turn-based RPGs to the mainstream in the West and revolutionizing gameplay across the globe. In celebration of this reveal, Final Fantasy artist Tetsuya Nomura drew a portrait of Cloud fighting a few characters from Smash, focusing specifically on Link vs. Cloud, playing up the potential rivalry of The Legend of Zelda and the Final Fantasy series. I have a print of this art in our game room as a reminder of Cloud's inclusion to the Smash Bros. Series. It's also a personal reminder that the impossible isn't always impossible if you can dream and do big enough. So that's my list of what I believe are my top 10 most hyped Smash Bros. Trailers. What Smash Bros. Trailers got you hyped the most? Let me know in the comments section below. I'm sure my list differs from yours, especially in the order of them. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more notifications for when more videos arrive. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
"私は思い出にはならないさ。